Hey, everybody. I hope your Sunday's going well so far. We've had some amazing performances already. We got up early and had a little brunch show this morning with Sophia Eris. Lady Lark was awesome as well. And we've got some more great performances coming up. Yam House at 2 p.m., Harm Our Superstar next at 1 p.m. I'm Andrea Swenson, host of the local show on The Current, and it's been so fun to connect with all these different artists in this way. We couldn't do this without the support of the Legacy Amendments Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, which has allowed us to pay all of the talented artists that you've seen all weekend long. And we also want to give a big shout out to the members of Minnesota Public Radio. We just wrapped up our spring member drive, and if you missed it and you want to step up and support all of this programming that we're doing to support Minnesota artists, you can become a member at thecurrent.org. So we've had a lot of artists so far connecting with us from the Twin Cities, but right now I'm so excited to be joined by an artist from Duluth, Charlie Parr. Hello, Charlie. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. It's a little rainy, but I think it's going to clear up and it's going to be a good day. I'm so excited that you're here. We got a chance to talk a little bit earlier in the month around the Midwest Music Fest, and I'm just so excited that you could join us for Sounds Like Home. And I think we'll start with some music and then we'll chat a little bit more and catch up. So I'll just let you take it away. What do you want to start with?
This is called Mag Wheels. Now the first car he got from his dad was a 62 Dodge. It had a throne rod. But he could pretend that it ran again. He'd drive all around 14 miles into town. He had a Galaxy, 2 hubcaps and 3 on the tree. But in his mind it was fast. He'd mash down on the gas and pop out the clutch so that the tires would squall. Drive around 14 miles into town. Now the kid's gone. He's left all alone. He's both old and young. Feels misunderstood, like he did when he was 15 years old. And all he wanted in the world was a set of mad wheels. Mad wheels. He and Beth bought a van, put a bed in the back, and they camp out in the pines and listen to the loons in the night. And they painted a mirror on the side, but it never looked right. Still they drive all around 14 miles into town. Found some afternoon, the garage sale in June. Well, they were aluminum slots, but the lugs wouldn't match up. He had to leave them behind. That always bothered his mind. He drove his little car to the job, and he parked it in the lot. He never gave it much thought. I guess it didn't mean very much. From point A to point B, that was all that he needed. So he never drove around. He sat 14 miles into town. Now the other kid's gone. He's left all alone. He's both old and young. He feels misunderstood, like he did when he was 15 years old. All he wanted in the world was a set of mad wheels. Mad wheels. That's called Mag Wheels. Here, I'll do another song. Andrew?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. This one's called On Stealing a Sailboat. I wish I had a boat, says Ed out there. Cause he's always broke. I said, yeah, you can't even afford to float. You can't afford to float, yeah. Drifting away from the shore. We got down there in the end, you know, all the sailboats are tied up out there with big tall masts bobbing around in the air. Ed says, I could sail one of those. Oh, you don't even need a key. I said, Ed, ain't that easy. Well, you know it ain't that easy, Ed. Drifting away from the shore. In the matter, he proceeded to untie a boat, and then he just jumped right inside. Oh, I'm following him in. And I think it was a bad idea, because now we are drifting away from the ground. We are drifting away from the shore, yeah. We are drifting away from the shore. Swimming like a fool for the shoreline, but I can't swim. You know, I never even learned how. Now I'm just sitting here in this stolen boat, wondering what it's gonna feel like to get shot. Oh, I bet it's gonna hurt, man. Drifting away from the shore. Suddenly I'm surrounded by angry people yelling at me through bullhorn. You know what Don't ask me to go walking with you again, yeah. Drifting away from the shore.
Yeah. There's something so right about listening to Charlie Parr on a Sunday, I think. That sounds just so great. Well, Charlie, I'd love to hear more about how you're doing and how it is up in Duluth right now in this very strange moment that we're all in.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing okay. It is strange. I haven't been out around Duluth too much. Takes little walks here and there. The nice thing about Duluth is it doesn't take much for you to get kind of away from everything. You go for, a few blocks in any direction from here and end up in one of the city parks, that really feel like the woods really quickly, and that's been a help. It's been a little chilly, but I've been trying to get out every day and take a little walk around and just to get out into the world again, and that's helped me quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, but and I think folks up here, are doing their thing and being okay. I'm not really sure. I haven't really talked to a lot of people.
We were chatting just before this that you don't have a computer and never have had a computer. I'm wondering, are you rethinking things now that this has become your way to perform for people?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get one. I think. It's well, the way that I've been living my life prior to this is mostly just on the road. The thing that I've always enjoyed the most about what I do is performing and going to places and playing in theaters and clubs and bars and what have you, and meeting people and uh, and you don't need a computer for that. And so I just never really bothered with it. I've got the phone, the telephone that checks an email and looks at that for you. So you don't, I never really thought of it until now when these opportunities are coming up and everybody's telling me how to do this on my computer that I don't have. It's starting to become obvious that I need to rethink my views on tech. It's not that I'm anti technology or anything. It's just that it hasn't been what I'm interested in. The things that I'm interested in are, guitars and records. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm only 53. I got a minute to learn this thing. I can do it.
Well, I think it's commendable that you've come this far without being tied down to something like that. And as you mentioned, you've spent so much of your life on the road, touring around and meeting people and performing for people. How has it changed your creative process to hold still for a minute and stay at home?
Well, that's been because part of the thing with being on the road is, when you do have inspiration, it's hard to figure out kind of where to stop and process the inspiration that you do have. This was going to be a time for me that I was going to take a little bit of time and work on some writing for the new record and all that, because it's a process for me. It's always been, trying to find a place to stop, trying to find somewhere I'm comfortable and I feel like I'm not bothering anybody, and I get some of this, stuff thought out. Well, now I'm that's all I have is that kind of time, and I have written an entire record since this thing started, and I've been working on kind of the next process, which for me this stuff takes 6-9 months, to try to get to this point, and I've got a set of songs that I'm happy with, and I'm every day I kind of get up and I do my editing on these new songs and think about the way I want to record them. I think by the end of the summer, if everything goes well for this, I'll have a record recorded and ready to release early next year. So it's been,
Wow.
it has been bad. I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been doing a lot of other kinds of writing. And that's been and that's always been kind of a self preservation tool for me is to keep creative. So that has been kind of ramped up in these times for me.
Yeah. Can you give us any kind of a sneak peek of what the album might be about? Are there any kind of overarching themes?
Yeah, the songs are almost all of the songs have something to do with walking for some reason. I mean, there's no central kind of character, but you know the way that I've written for my whole like songwriting career is to you know think of the song as a story and write it as a story, and then like you know distill the song out of the story. That's been my process. These stories are all about people who are walking, and I don't know why that is. I walk a lot. That's my favorite kind of exercise that I do besides bicycling. But and so it's just kind of coming out that way. I don't quite know what to do with it. It didn't feel like it was thematic until the other day when I'm finishing a new song, and sure enough, there's a lot of walking in it. So
Interesting. Well, I'm so glad that you could join us today and that we could connect with you up in Duluth and we could all be together for a moment here on this beautiful, well, rainy, but still beautiful Sunday. Let's get another song in before we have to say goodbye.
oh, sure thing. This is an older song. This is called "Over the Red Cedar." Take a look at their big house, bigger than they really needed. Got the doolies on his pickup when the dealer gave him a choice. Now he's lost his job on the build site, struggling to feed his boys. The red cedar grows, red cedar flows, long after you're gone. As I'm asking you, I'm asking you, roll, I'm asking you. Now his wife was his high school girl, and they never left this town. Well, it booms and busts and it heaves and rusts, but they can't bear to go. Now they couldn't go if they wanted to. There ain't no work anywhere anymore. The red cedar flows, long after you're gone. It's out of asking you, out of asking you, oh, out of asking you. She's been serving food down in Buzz. He can't stand to see her down there. Oh, the desperate man sit and drink, stay a little too long at her legs. Sits home with the kids at night, hiding the worry on his face. And the red cedar grows, red cedar flows, long after you're gone. It's out there for you, I've asked you, Lord, I've asked you. Now the kids are getting bigger, they can't play outside like it used to be. You know exactly what's lurking out there. You can see it on the news every night. The village and it takes to raise our kids is afraid to come outside. And the red cedar flows, long after you're gone. So I've asked you, Lord, seems to stand still. Well, they piled up quite a few of them. 20 years was not quite 3 o'clock. Time moves as fast as it ever did. There ain't nothing you can do to slow it down. And the Red Cedar falls long after you're gone. It's outlast you, Lord, outlast you.
I know you can't hear any of us clapping, Charlie, but there's a few hundred of us watching you perform right now, and we all really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here today. This was just wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's great for me too, and I really appreciate being here.
It's been awesome. Well, you have been tuned into Sounds Like Home. This is the Current's 3-day virtual festival celebrating Minnesota music, including Minnesota music up in Duluth. So glad that we could have Charlie Parr with us today. Harmar Superstar is coming up at 1 p.m. So we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in to Sounds Like Home, a 3-day virtual festival celebrating Minnesota music. Support for Sounds Like Home and the artists performing during the festival is made possible with the support of Minnesota's Legacy Amendments Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. All Sounds Like Home sessions will be archived at thecurrent.org.